Hi, my name is Kathleen Hallal. I'm from Irvine, California, and we're here at the Los Angeles Green Convention. I came with a lot of my friends who supported Prop 37 in the recent election. We were all very disappointed that Prop 37 did not pass to label GMO foods, but each of us came together this morning because we each had a story as to why we were motivated to help try and get Prop 37 to pass, to promote it to our friends, to educate our community. And while it was disappointing that it didn't pass, we're also very happy that we got so many people to vote for it, and we lost by a very narrow margin considering who we were up against. I'm personally involved with the movement because my oldest son has an autoimmune disorder, and he came down with this, and we managed to find the neurologist who could help him and make him better. And then I started looking into diet to try and find out how I could strengthen his immune system and keep him well. And I started researching GMOs, and I was horrified by what I saw. I just couldn't imagine that, first, the way they function is so disgusting, but I couldn't imagine that it was legal in our food markets and hidden from us by the government. So I just said I have to get out and do something. I have to get out and protect the children. So I'm on a mission to educate my community, my children's school, the PTA, the school board in our city. I would like to see our food changed in our school cafeterias to GMO-free school lunches and educate the mothers in the community and just spread the word. And my dream, blue sky, would be that all the PTAs nationwide understand what GMOs are, that they're a threat to the health of our nation's children, and that we need to teach everyone about nutrition and get these kids off GMO foods, however that can come about. The words of wisdom I would have for Washington State is, don't forget about all communities, every pocket that you can contact, Hispanic communities, Native American communities, wealthy communities, less privileged communities. Contact everyone. Contact the schools, especially the parents, especially the moms. I think the moms will really be the ones to spread the word. And God bless Washington. I hope that you can pass this. I hope that you'll be strong enough in your state to get it passed. Look to the San Juan Islands. They were brilliant in this recent election, banning GMO seed from their islands. Our family vacations there every year, and we love the San Juan Islands. They're so beautiful, and it's so wonderful what they have done. They've come together, and they've fought against Monsanto and the big chemical companies, and they passed this law now in the San Juan Islands. And I hope that you can pass your amendment in Washington State to get GMOs, at least get them labeled so that people know where they are, so that they don't have to buy them, and then they can vote with their dollars. Good luck. It's extremely important that people pay attention to what the biotechnology companies are doing worldwide. I mean, not only are these foods just unhealthy for our own children and our own families, but worldwide, the way they're controlling the food market, they're trying to take over all the seeds in the world and control all the farms. If you look to the farmers of India that don't benefit from government subsidies like the American farmers do, you can see that financially it's not profitable. They're killing themselves over it. If you talk to farmers, even in the U.S., they will tell you that the fields are not more successful than conventional crops. They do not produce more food. They are not sustainable. They need extra pesticide. They're enormously expensive for the farmers. The Roundup is depleting the soil of nutrients, and it has a half-life of more than 20 years. It's killing the farm animals that are eating it. The second and third generations of farm animals that are fed GMO feed are coming, they're giving birth. If they manage to give birth and not have a late-term abortion, they give birth to animals that are malnourished and weaker, and they're susceptible to more disease, and so they have to be given more antibiotics. And when you feed these products to your children, you're feeding them, hormones, you're feeding them pesticide, you're feeding them all these things that made the animals sick, and they're going to make your children sick and your families sick. In terms of world peace, it's really a problem, because if people can't get enough food and good nutrition, and the entire seed population and all the plants in the world are taken over by these GMOs, then we won't be able to get clean food anymore. We won't be able to get conventional food that will keep our societies alive. And so I think, in the end, it's going to do the opposite of promote world peace. It's going to promote world hunger and dissent and misery. In California, we had a terrible ad campaign put up against us for the supporters of Prop 37. there was Dr. Miller, who was put on TV, who pretended to be a Stanford professor, and he wasn't. Stanford called him out. He worked at the Hoover Institute that rents space on the Stanford campus, but he's in no way affiliated with Stanford. He was a complete fraud. It was so frustrating to watch people like him on TV that would tell us, you know, GMOs are safe and this will cost farmers so much money and it will cost consumers money, and it was all untrue. They have passed these laws in Europe, and Europe has labeling, and 61 other countries have labeling on their foods. It costs nothing. Food companies change their labels every 6 months, and Prop 37 in California would have given the food companies a year and a half to change their labels and simply put on their products that it contained GM foods. Costs nothing. Don't believe their lies. They will hire fake scientists, you know, like Dr. Miller, who used to be a spokesman for Big Tobacco. And then he was a spokesman, I understand, for Japan's nuclear industry, and he said that the radiation wouldn't really harm the Japanese in their nuclear accident that they had as a result of the tsunami and earthquakes. So don't believe those ads. You know, believe the moms. It's so frustrating for people like us because we fought so hard, but it's very hard to fight against their machine. The biotech industry is very slick, and they will tell you these lies. They will tell you that the food is less expensive to produce and beneficial to the world. They will tell you that it will cost you money if you vote for the proposition. They'll say anything they can to scare you. But what you should really be doing is doing your own research into what GMOs are and how they work. Look up BT corn. This corn produces its own bacteria from the inside of the plant that gets into every cell of the plant. And when the pests eat it, their stomach dissolves and blows up. That's from the inside. Then on the outside, the plants are made to withstand Roundup, you know, herbicide to kill the weeds. So they dump extra Roundup on these plants because now the weeds are becoming resistant. And I don't know what they're going to do to the bacteria on the inside of the plant because the bugs are also becoming resistant. So they'll probably make that stronger, and then they plan on changing the Roundup to this herbicide called 2,4-D, which is one of the ingredients of Agent Orange. And so they, you know, they have this stomach dissolving bacteria on the inside of these foods, and their corn and soy, and then they have extra pesticide on the outside, and then they sell it to you at Walmart, or they hide it in every product in the market, and you give it to your children, you give it to your family. It's a dangerous thing. Look it up. Thank you everyone for watching, and I really hope that Washington can manage to pass this proposition because it's a very sane thing to do. It will allow the consumer to be aware of where GM foods are, and those consumers who think that they need to buy GM foods will still be able to, and those who don't want to will be able to vote with their dollars. So good luck, State of Washington.